I used to have I probably still do have pretty hardcore main character syndrome. I've been planning on doing this video for several days. I don't even know where to start. I'm obviously clearly looking at the screen because I'm a malignant narcissist that just loves to look at myself and hear myself talk. I guess that's what this is all about, isn't it? At the end of the day, pursuing a career as a musician, you really are trying to, what you want is to put yourself in the limelight and be in front of tons of people. I've been doing research for a couple of years now about how I'd like to run a YouTube channel, how I'd like to present myself on camera, and it's just, I never did it. I think a lot of it is fear. You gotta be willing to just put yourself out there. You gotta be able to turn the camera on and start talking and be authentic and figure out who you are. And that's it just so happens that that's what's trending. I think a year ago I was looking at YouTube trends, and it really kind of scared me that a lot of people were doing the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, and a lot of crazy edits. And I'm like, that's not my style. Now that I'm hearing that people are gravitating more to this more authentic, personal experience with creators, that seems a little bit more up my alley. I think that's something I can handle. So since kind of understanding that and kind of rebranding my music, I go by my DJ name is Potato. My name is Connor Daniels. My DJ name is Potato. This channel is going to explore my journey to becoming, hopefully, a professional career musician. I'm laying it all on the line right now. I've changed my career path. I've changed my schedules. Everything now in my life is orienting around making this dream become a reality. I mean, even like just my daily routines. I look at myself on the camera and I think that that's a fat fucking slob. I don't want to be that guy, but I am that guy. And part of this journey is also going to be losing some weight. I've already lost a good bit of weight, and I'm pretty proud of that. But every time I talk about how much weight I've lost, it seems to like tell my brain like, oh, you don't got to do anything more. Stop going to the gym. And I do. So I'm kind of at a point where I'm about to tip over a big number on the scale. I'm never going to tell what my numbers are, but when that number hits, I'll be very fucking happy. But I've been planning on making this specific video for a while. And it's just to talk about, like, this is it. This is my last chance. If I don't really shoot for the stars and make it at least to the moon on this one, then I think my biggest fear is living a life of mediocrity. And I might have to face that fear. I might either have to do something about getting better and becoming a musician and doing this, or just be happy with. And I think I don't know. I don't want to use the camera as my therapist. Maybe I should. I've never really been into therapy, because I always felt like I understood who I was and what my motivations were. Maybe I should look into therapy. I mean, I don't know. One of my really good friends, I won't name names, but he's a fellow DJ. He will be on the channel. He is part of the crew, and he goes to therapy. And I kind of envy him for that. First of all, I live in America where we don't have any health care to take care of it, especially mental health, not even fucking physical health. Jesus. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. This is the moment in my life that's really make or break. I've reoriented my job, if you could call it that, to be flexible around my music making and to give me the opportunity every single morning to both work on myself personally and work on music. And that looks like just getting up early, going to the gym, and then getting in the studio until it's time to go to work. And I think that's an awesome opportunity that a lot of people that would want to become DJs, that would want to become producers, would really just absolutely beg for. So this channel and these recordings are going to be a way for me to keep myself accountable to that task. I've got a couple of things that I can do that are recurring through my weeks that are going to keep me somewhat accountable. Like, my buddy runs an open deck show at his at the Kava bar where he works. It's a sober bar. They serve kava and they serve kratom. They serve these really great fermented drinks. And he has an awesome set of CDJ 2000 Nexuses with a DGM 900. And he fucking takes that to his bar and sets it up every Tuesday. And lets anybody come in and play. And that's something stable that's recurring in my life that I can film and help push this project forward, and a place where an outlet where I can continue to release my music every week, at least what I work on. And that's probably what I need to be doing, is I need to be literally making something new every single week for the Kava bar, and just making some new piece of music that I at least will release on SoundCloud and link it to my TikToks, and just have multiple places where I'm posting myself on social media. This channel is going to be the most raw. This is going to be where I document my actual journey towards that. If you want to see my live sets, if you want to see my podcast, which I'll talk about in a second, that's going to be on my other channel. It's going to be on the Potato channel. This channel, Connor Daniels, is just me. It's me documenting my journey. I would love to document anything and everything that has to do with music in my life going forward. I want to just document it and be natural on camera and put it in the channel. And speaking of being on camera, I really would love to get into filmmaking. And even though you can see in this shot, I have a pretty amazing studio that I've built over the years. At least it works for my purposes inside of an apartment. I've got really great sound treatment. I've got diffusers. I've got, let's take a little quick tour. I got ceiling treatment, which I've never had a personal studio where I have ceiling treatment. This is my computer. I've got the widescreen. I've got my MacBook over there, and I've got a gaming PC over there too, so I'll use that I'm really into AI, and I'll use a lot of AI, generative AI to make graphics and stuff. These are my keyboards. I have a full weighted key piano, and I have this is the Complete Control keyboard, and it's great because I've always used Native Instruments. In fact, when I first got into making music, I'm pretty sure that I bought a Native Instruments bundle that came with Ableton Live Lite, and that's what started me working with Ableton Live. And I've been working with Ableton Live since version 7. The first version that I was in Ableton Live Lite 7, I bought Ableton Live 8, and I ran that for years. And just last year, upgraded to Ableton Live 11, and now the release of 12, I'm going to upgrade to that, and I'm super stoked about it. I'm already running 12 in trial mode. It's fucking awesome. Especially since I have a huge sound library, and Ableton 12 has a lot of options to help you navigate through your library. So I guess I should introduce myself, right? That's probably what I should do. My name is Connor. I go by my personal name that I go by is Connor Daniels, but it's an amalgam of my names. I go by Connor Daniels as an artist, as a singer, as a songwriter, and then my DJ persona and my DJ or my producer name is Potato, because I looked everywhere to find a name, and all I could do is come up with Potato, which is the name of my stuffed pink bunny rabbit that I sleep with. That's a story for another time. If you guys want to hear that story, let me know in the comments. If anybody ever fucking sees this. Probably nobody will ever see this, right? That brings me to another point. Something I've taken to doing is calling my audience nobody. Because at this point, my audience is nobody. I've got no fans, nobody's watching. So my audience is nobody. But as maybe people start to enjoy my content or start to participate in this, I'll continue to call them nobody. That might be fun. I don't know. So anyway, about me. I remember riding in my mom's convertible Chrysler car when I was probably 11 at the time. And my mom and my stepdad, they were blasting some rock and roll music, and there was just like some ripping guitar solo happening. And it was in that moment that I decided I want to be a guitar player. I want to be a musician. That's what I want to do. At the time, as an 11-year-old, I was really into baseball. And when I turned 12, no, I think this is probably before that. Before I turned 12, when I was still 11, I was in baseball and told my mom I don't want to do baseball anymore. It was like a particularly bad game. I played on a team that never won any games. Like, we lost every single fucking game. And I struck out every time I was at bat. I was killer at catcher. Take two guesses as to why I kicked ass at catcher behind the mound. Very intimidating coming into home plate, and you see basically a proportional 11-year-old me standing there ready to fuck you up. But I didn't want to do baseball anymore. I remember, these are two core memories. That memory in the convertible, and then again after a baseball game or practice, where it's like, Mom, I don't want to fucking do this anymore. And on my 12th birthday, we went to Rockley Music on Colfax in Denver, and she bought me a guitar. It was an acoustic guitar. It was red. I still have it, and I never put it down. I loved that guitar. I basically slept with the fucking thing. And then over the years, it just kept, at 12, I was leaving elementary school and going into middle school in Colorado. It used to be, before that, my identity was baseball, and after that, my identity became music. And it's been 20 years, and my identity is still music. That's been my core obsession since my 12th birthday. And I played, I got good. I went to middle school, I played in jazz band. I went to high school, continued in jazz band, continued to be a flunky. I played in, I was in the guitar band, the guitar class in high school. I had a band in high school, and I had these two guys that were twin brothers. One played guitar and one played drums, and we were a trio. We played classic rock tunes. It became my life, became my obsession. Music was an obsession. And through high school, I was such a punk piece of shit. God. But I did make up for it in my senior year. I atoned with the choir teacher whom I had a huge beef with. Shout out Mr. Talley. If you ever watch this, I love you, dude. You seriously made a huge impact on my life. And I absolutely thank you for that. But Mr. Talley was teaching a advanced music theory class, or it was an AP class, so it would count for college credit. I took that class. I barely passed it. But I learned a lot from it. I was such a flunky, such a loser. And then after that, went to work in Vail. I went to community college where I met a guy that lived and worked in Vail, and he would commute down to community college, and he would take me up to Vail, and I got a job there, and I started doing the same commute with him, and working in Vail, coming back to school during the week, and then working in the weekends in Vail, coming back. That was awesome. There really became a fork in the road, a point in my life where I was like, do I just want to go live in Vail and be a ski bum? Which I'd probably be super happy doing. Or do I want to pursue a college degree, a university degree, a 4-year degree at UC Denver. They had a recording arts program where they teach you how to record and make records, which is super fucking cool. Who wouldn't want to do that? And that's what I chose. And there's a little bit of a tragedy here I do want to share, because I don't think that anybody else in my life knows this guy anymore. The guy that got me the job in Vail, his name was Dave Shannon. And I looked up to that dude like an older brother. And after I made my decision to go to college, I hit him up on Facebook a couple years later. His daughter responded to that Facebook message and said, my dad died last year of a drug overdose. And that hit kind of hard. Dave was such a cool fucking dude. And nobody in my current life knows who this guy was. For all anybody knows, I'm totally making him up like he never existed. I was on the gondola with Dave Shannon, and we met Trey Parker from South Park. And I didn't know what Trey Parker looked like. My homie just like looked up and was like, "Yo, are you Trey Parker?" And Trey was like, "Yo, yeah, what's up, man?" People don't really recognize me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've seen basketball." Then I was like, "Who? Like, fuck, that's Trey Parker? That's the guy from fucking South Park?" We got to meet him. We did a lap with him. It wasn't really a huge deal, but it was one of the coolest memories that I have of my entire life. And Dave, man, I remember being at his house, and his homie, Dave stepped out for a minute, and his homie whipped out a piece of foil, and he asked me if I wanted to smoke some BTH. If you don't know what BTH is, don't look it up. He asked me to smoke some BTH. And I said, fucking no. He's like, come on, man. It's like dabs. It's like wax. It's like smoking weed. I'm like, it's absolutely fucking not, dude. No, we're not smoking fucking BTH, guy. And then I hit him up a couple of years later, and his daughter let me know that he died of a drug overdose, and I'm going to assume that it was H. And that was the end of the Dave Shannon saga. But I continued on. I did go to UC Denver. I met a lot of awesome guys there. Fuck. And I love graduating from my program. My degree is right there. There it is. And I took some awesome guitar classes. I learned a lot about music production. I learned a lot about the business. And then never did anything with it. Just kind of wallowed in obscurity. Some of my friends were growing weed. I tried to grow weed. I tried to run. I tried to make extracts. I tried to do all that. This never worked out. I never really got my foothold in anything. And when it was clear that growing weed was not going to be the future for me, I went into real estate. That was fun. That was a flop. I'm still actually an actively licensed real estate agent, and I might still be looking to get back into real estate as part-time. So hit me up if you're looking to buy or sell in the Denver area. But it's become a more recent phenomenon that I've decided to go and pursue this. This is my first YouTube video, and I'm still getting used to the whole process. So I wanted to save the next part of my story for next week's video and go ahead and jump into some footage of what we got into this week. I thought that we had done the first live stream with Will on this week, but apparently, according to the dates in my footage, we had done that the week before. So I have this clip of me putting my record player into the studio, which is pretty cool because I want to start getting more into vinyl and vinyl DJing. Even though Will showed me a video about how bad vinyl is for the environment, I still think it's a good medium. Maybe as vinyl lovers, we can start to fight for a more environmentally friendly medium for records to be pressed on, but in the meantime, I still think it's a valid format, and it's a lot of fun to use and play with. So here I am setting up my record player in the studio. And I think next we'll jump into some footage from day 2, where I started my first weekly challenge. Well, I'm back. It's day 2 of doing this series. I recorded a little bit extra of the story, but I decided I want to save that for next week, just so I have more content to roll over time. But that's pretty cool, so you'll want to check that out. But today, we're in another situation. I took my wife to work early this morning. So I kind of just decided to go ahead and do some DoorDash and get some extra money, and then do a little session here after that during the kind of the lull for the day. And one of my favorite creators, Venus Theory, just posted a new video It's actually titled Homework Theory. He's an awesome creator. Definitely go check out his channel. And he's talking about something that I've heard a lot of times before, and I think is a really important pathway to being successful as a creative. And it all has to do with creating restraints around your work. You know, a lot of times the restraints can be absolutely arbitrary, but that's how a lot of the best art gets made, when you don't have just infinite, unlimited possibilities. When you narrow things down, you only have a certain small tool set. So I was trying to think about, well, how can I apply that to my music in this thing that we're doing every day? And I'm like, well, I have a couple of hours every day. I don't really have enough time right now to make full tracks or be able to I need to get some practice in. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to take that theory and I'm going to tie in another one. It has to do with the story. I don't know if it's made up or true, but it has to do with the story about this ceramics teacher gave a task to her students. She split her class in half and told one half that they had 10 days to make a new pot every day, just get one out every single day. And the other half of the class, she told, well, you have 10 days to make one really good pot. And all of the best pieces that came out of that process were made by the students that made 10 pots, because they just started to get so much momentum going. They were able to get into practice. So I'm going to combine both of those theories of setting limitations and creating a lot of things at once by every day I'm going to produce a new 16-bar beat. I want this beat to mostly be like a drop. One thing that I really suck at when I do EDM production is doing drops, so we're going to be making drops today. I'm going to go ahead and jump into Ableton Live. I'm going to put the camera behind me in a time lapse, and we're going to work on a 16-bar drop, but then we'll jump into Ableton and get that going. Oh, sweet, my lights are on. Yeah, they change color with the music. So let's get going. So at this point in the process, I'm not really sure what my relationship is going to be with background music and stuff. I'd like to really be able to produce all my own background music, which I think that's a pretty reasonable goal to have, but I'm not really there yet. So right here where there's no audio, there's nothing being produced by what I'm doing on screen, I'm going to play a little bit of background music from a service that I'm using that provides royalty-free stuff for me. Well, it's been about an hour and a half, and I have to start getting ready to go back to work, but I'm reasonably satisfied with that. I was actually immediately struggling, and then I was like, okay, let's just dive into one of the new packs I got recently from the Excellent Sound team. Shout out Excellent Sound. And I just found a melody. I started diving into it. I can hear immediately a beat in my head. Let's just go with that. And I think that's what this exercise is about. This isn't about making masterpieces. This is just about getting something done every day, making some sort of beat every single day. And it ended up being way longer than 16 bars. It has even a little build and a little drop. It's not a great drop. Like I said, I suck at drops. I still need to work on that. But let's turn the camera around and give it a listen just through camera audio. If anyone wants to hear this for real or thinks that I should work on it further, let me know, because this is a lot of fun and I'm just going to keep doing this. But here's the sesh, and let's start it from the beginning. Yeah, that's what I got so far. I thought that actually turned out pretty cool. And we'll just keep doing this every day. And honestly, that's it for this week. This is my first, I'll put together all the videos I've made so far and see if I can edit something cool together. But that's it for this week. I'm going to start this again next week. And I'll see you guys then. Thank you so much. So as it turns out, I actually recorded a lot more video during this first week, and I think that I'm gonna put that together in a separate video for the channel. That's just gonna be like a vlog of the night that we went to the open decks. And that might be something that we continue to do. I don't know. Once again, this is totally just experimental. We're figuring out where we are. I hope that if you're watching this, you like the vibe. If you've made it this far, then I just want to let you know to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want to stay on this journey with me. And other than that, it's all about peace, love, unity, and respect. And I'll see you next week.